From Wickerman to 13. From Spinball Wizard to Galactica. I'm Roller Joe, and in today's video, I'm going to be ranking the coasters at Alton Towers Resort. Located in Staffordshire in the United Kingdom, Alton Towers is a theme park destination home to a wide range of rides for families and thrill seekers alike. In today's video, I'm going to be ordering the 9 major roller coasters they have on offer based on my personal opinions. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the rankings. Number 9. The Runaway Mine Train. The Runaway Mine Train is undoubtedly a family classic at Alton Towers. The layout is basic, yet still very fun, and the overall theming is great. Due to this being a clear family coaster, I couldn't bring myself to put the coaster any higher on the list. However, this does not mean that I don't rate this. Runaway Mine Train was the first coaster I ever rode, and it will always be quite special to me. I hope this great family coaster will stick around for years to come. Number 8. Rita. Located in the Dark Forest, Rita is an Intamin launch coaster which opened in 2005. Although it may have a decent launch, I do not rate this coaster one bit. The roughness that the terrible over-the-shoulder restraints cause, paired with the lack of airtime, makes for a painful and unenjoyable experience. To be honest, I really just can't understand anyone who says that this is a good coaster. Number 7. Spinball Wizard. This spinning coaster, located in Adventureland, is a great, compact, and surprisingly intense coaster. Despite this, in my opinion, Spinball can be very jolty at times, making for a slightly painful experience. To add to this, I don't believe it to be anywhere near as good as its counterpart at Chessington World of Adventures. My favourite part of this coaster is by far the Helix, as in my opinion it is very intense and very fun also. So overall, I have mixed feelings on this coaster. Sometimes I can ride it and find it very enjoyable and a great coaster. However, other times I can find it quite painful and slightly unbearable. Number 6. 13. 13 is an amazing family coaster located within the Dark Forest, with an outdoor section which provides a generous amount of airtime and an indoor section with a great novelty feature. The overall experience of the ride is one to be praised and enjoyed. Overall, I find this ride to be very underrated and extremely smooth. The only downside to this ride is it's a clear family coaster and none of the elements provide any real force. I find 13 to be one of my favourite UK family coasters, and I love the themed area known as the Dark Forest which surrounds it. Number 5. Galactica. Galactica is a B&M flying coaster located within the Forbidden Valley area of the park. I find this coaster to be ridiculously smooth yet surprisingly intense in places, especially during the fly-to-lie element. I find the theming of Galactica to be great and actually prefer the theming of Galactica to Air. The vest restraints on Galactica are very comfortable during the ride, making the experience very pleasant, which is what you really need on a flying coaster. Overall, I really enjoy Galactica for what it is. A fun and relaxing flying coaster, forceful in places, and overall great. Number 4. Oblivion. I have to admit, I used to not be a fan of Oblivion. However, recently I have fallen in love with this B&M dive coaster. I absolutely love the forces at the bottom of the drop, and the drop itself is like nothing else in the UK. Although some may say the ride is too short, I believe the drop totally makes up for that, and I think Oblivion fits perfectly in the Alton Towers coaster lineup. The ride is very smooth, and the mist at the bottom of the drop adds lots to the overall experience. Oblivion truly is a great coaster, and I hope it will stick at Towers for a while longer. Number 3. Nemesis. Nemesis, the B&M invert in Forbidden Valley, is a very intense and smooth coaster. The way it hugs the terrain throughout the layout makes it one of the standout coasters at Towers for me. It has some great elements during the layout, although my favourite is definitely the vertical loop. Although I do not prefer Nemesis to the other invert over at Thorpe Park, I still think Nemesis is an amazing coaster. Number 2. The Smiler. The Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster in X Sector is definitely one of my favourite coasters in the whole of the UK. The way it transitions from one inversion into the next is truly spectacular, and it even manages to fit in an amazing moment of floater airtime. Although it can occasionally feel a bit rattly, I find it fairly smooth for the most part, and believe it is far from painful. The theming for this coaster is absolutely amazing, although I do feel the ride could be upkept a bit better. Number 1. Wickerman. Wickerman is an amazing wooden coaster located near Mutiny Bay. The layout itself is packed with airtime moments and has great pacing. The theming is also amazing, with the main Wickerman structure being the centrepiece of the ride. On top of this, the ride is overall very smooth, with only a few slight jolts to be felt. So, what did you think of the list? Please be sure to let me know in the comments and maybe share your rankings too. Until next time, it's goodbye.